All right, so today we're going to be starting our Popsicle Plushies. They are 3D. They're a little bit flat, but they're going to have something on the inside to make them a little bit more 3D. It's also at the end going to have a layer of icing on the top and maybe even some sprinkles. But we're going to do that at the very end with some scraps. So I don't have it on my example just yet. First, you're going to get all of your supplies. You're going to get a paper bag, and this is what you're going to keep all your materials in the coming weeks as we're working on this, because we can't put our name on every little piece. You're also going to get a Sharpie marker, and as soon as you get to your table with your bag, write your name and your teacher's name. Then this bag is where you'll keep everything to store it. You're going to get one piece of colored felt, one small piece of batting. Batting is this cottony stuff. It kind of looks like felt, but when you feel it, it's a little bit different. It's actually kind of softer. This is what we put inside of pillows, but really especially what we put inside of quilts and bedspreads and stuff like that. And you're going to get 2 little rectangles of the tan. These are going to be for the popsicle stick. This is going to go inside. And the color obviously is for the actual shape of the popsicle. You don't have to do orange. You can pick whatever color you like. We're also going to have some special fabric scissors, hopefully, that we're going to borrow from another school. Please take extremely good care of these because they don't belong to us. We're borrowing them. Then we're also going to have a needle. This is called a chenille needle. The ones that we used before were called an embroidery needle for the string art. This one, it still has a pretty wide eye. See that eye of the needle right there? But it is pointier. You can cut yourself and draw blood. So please be very careful with these. And if I see you playing around with these, you'll be drawing your project or doing it in paper and not in fabric. I trust you that you will be very responsible with these. At your table, I'll be passing out string later. You're going to see some templates. Remember, a template is what we trace to cut something out. And a lot of today is just going to be passing out all this stuff, but we might start cutting some out. You're going to have a popsicle template, and you see it says to cut 2 of these. You're going to have the filling template, and it says to cut 1. And, oh, here we go. A stick template, and it says to cut 2. So let's start here on the popsicle one, since it's bigger. And what I want you to do every time you do a template is I want you to take it all the way to the edge as much as you can, because we don't want to waste all this. See, if we do it in the corner, or in the middle, it makes all these scraps that will waste. And these materials are kind of expensive, so we're going to move it all the way to the corner. Then we're going to use our Sharpie. And see, I'm holding it still with my non-writing hand and tracing around. You kind of have to not press too hard or you move the felt too much. Just gently press, and that's why we're using a Sharpie. And see, I didn't trace there and there at the very edges because I don't have to. They're already there. So do you see how I did that? Then we can go right next to it. See, I can line it up there and do another one. And see, I'm going very loosely and gently with my Sharpie so that it doesn't tug at this stuff too much. So there we go. Now see, all this extra can be used for scrap later, like for icing and stuff. But you'll get to pick a different color. So then with your fabric scissors, you'll cut this out. But I'll show you that in just a minute. So that was the popsicle one. For the filling, you're going to do the same thing on your batting sample. But remember, we're only cutting one. And for the stick, this one's the smallest, so it might be a little bit more tricky. And you don't have to go on the edges on these so much, on the filling or on the stick so much, because I've already tried to cut a smaller portion for you. See, I'm going very, oops, see, it's trying to, so I'm gonna use my other finger out here to hold that. And you're just kind of like sketching just to get that ink on there. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just trying to get the rough shape, right? Just kind of sketching with that Sharpie on the fabric. And tracing it. All right. So I have my two sticks. We'll pretend I have my filling traced. And the popsicle. Two popsicle shapes traced. So then you're ready to cut. When you cut with fabric scissors, these are my fabric scissors right here. Fabric scissors are sharper, so be very careful. Mine have a lock on them even, so that kids can't get to that part. Fabric scissors never, ever, ever, ever should be used to cut paper, because what will happen is it'll make it dull. And we need these blades to stay super sharp. So then you can cut all the way around. Do you see? And make sure you cut the little pieces off and cut out all the shapes that you've traced today. And this is probably all we'll have time for today, is passing out materials and cutting. So we might not even, if you have this sticker on the back of your felt, you can gently take it off and throw it away. So we might not even pass out the needles today, because or the string, because we won't get to that today. We're just doing our materials and getting them all ready. So then at the end, obviously, you're gonna put all your shapes and pieces in your bag. Not the scraps, I'll pick those up to save for later. Then we can fold it and have this for next time. Make sense? Don't put your templates in the bag either. These things, the tracers at your table, because I need to use these for other classes. So that's how we get started on the Popsicle Plushie.